Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Ann Arbor Ice Cube where it is senior day here for the Pioneer women's varsity hockey team and a couple wonderful juniors, or not juniors, but junior varsities, seniors joining as well who will get a chance to play, and that will be absolutely fantastic to celebrate them. Things should be kicking off for the senior celebration. I heard about 8:15. I wanted to get things going. I know the team is lining up in order at 8:15 by the door to receive flowers and have the senior celebration. So there's a little time. The team on the ice still has 15 minutes and counting down. But we'll keep this stream going just because I wanted to be set up and get ready to go. We're in a little bit of an awkward camera position here, so we'll do our best during the game, and hopefully my play-by-play will help let you know what's going on. But we're super excited to be able to have this senior celebration here where the parents can actually come and we can have a celebration. It's always bittersweet getting to see these players and knowing that you don't get to see them play with the team for much longer, but you do know that they're going to go on to amazing, wonderful things. Every single one of these athletes is brilliant and driven and fantastic, and we can't wait to see what they will accomplish in the future. So about 14 minutes, if you want to hang out and play some listen to the music, that's great. Otherwise, you can flip on to there's some sort of big basketball game going on for the state, so certainly tune into that. But we should get going in, it's counting down to just about 14 minutes here. So I'll come on just a little before that, talk a little bit about the game last night and the records of the teams. You are watching Pioneer Women's Varsity Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. as we are live from the Ann Arbor Ice Cube, where there's still about 8 minutes for the team that's on the ice as they're getting ready for the senior celebration for the Pioneer Women's Hockey Club, both of the seniors on the JV and varsity teams. They did a fantastic job. They have awesome pictures all around the glass right underneath us, big blown up pictures of each of the seniors with their name and underneath or Pioneer up at the top. So those are beautiful, and getting the place all decorated and ready to go. We started the stream early just because I didn't know with the senior celebration if it would get going at 8:15, but we don't get the ice for at least 8 more minutes, and then they'll resurface it before we get going most likely. But just wanted to avoid any tech issues since we haven't been in this rink since I think we did a summer hockey game here for the men's team, and my very first broadcast ever of Pioneer men's hockey about 5 years ago was in this rink, and since then we've been predominantly in the stadium rink. Never got a chance to play around in the Olympic rink, but this is a beautiful complex, and we are so grateful to the Ann Arbor Ice Cube for always bending over backwards trying to make our jobs easier here and trying to do what they can for us. So thank you so much to the Ann Arbor Ice Cube for accommodating us and doing what they can. So we're up on the observation balcony looking down over the practice. So the camera angles might be a little difficult, but it's the best we could do, and hopefully with my play-by-play we'll call things out and make it wonderful for you. We have a great group of seniors that we're going to be celebrating in just a little bit. They do have the ability to have the parents here since it's a Washtenaw United home game, but we'll be celebrating the seniors as well as one Washtenaw United senior, Lindsay Costello, who's a senior over at Manchester, number 26 on the Washtenaw team. So that's an excellent chance to get to celebrate her, as well as the amazing lineup of seniors for Pioneer, including Anna Meiling, Yal Atzma, Grace Bradley, Caroline Krell, May Veidlinger, Bella Lopresti, Jillian Giordano, Rory Campbell, Leslie Reed, Kaylee Barraclough, Cody Ross, Grayson Friedman, and of course Johnny Zarul. So a wonderful group of seniors that we're looking forward to celebrating. We have a little Mike Thomas will be on the mic, and he'll be reading, and I'll read off what he's saying to try and make it so that everybody can hear it. But thank you so much for tuning in, supporting the team. We should, again, this team should be off the ice in about 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And then there might be an ice resurfacing, and then we'll get going. But they're looking to get everything decorated and ready to rock and roll. I know the team is going to be lining up in about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll get going in probably about 10 minutes, maybe 15. So stick with it. Just keep it on your laptop as you're watching other things on TV. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting these athletes. Like I said, it's always bittersweet with the senior celebration because you know that you probably won't get to, you certainly won't get to see them much longer. There's a couple games after this, but much longer in the Pioneer jersey. But you know they're going to go on to amazing things. These are excellent group of young athletes, and we couldn't be prouder to do our best to bring you all of the amazing Pioneer athletes that we get a chance to broadcast. So I'll step aside, and you're going to hear enough of my voice as things go on. So I'll give you a break. We'll play a little music. But again, 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on the ice time for this team, and then there might be a little resurfacing and things happening, but we'll get going shortly. You are watching Pioneer Women's Varsity Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. righty, as we are getting ready to go here. Still might be a few moments as the opposing team, or not the opposing team, the previous team is cleaning things up and getting ready to go. But the parents just came over, and we are getting ready to go. So we'll play music, and we'll be right back. You're watching Pioneer Women's Varsity Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. So I'm starting to see people lining up a little bit, as some of the players do have some flowers now. So we are getting ready to go. Hopefully my camera person will come right back in momentarily, as we're getting ready for the senior festivities, and I can at least try and get it backed up a little bit so we're ready to go. Pointed where it's going to be at. So parents all lined up down to our left, and it's fantastic to see them all. We miss getting to see you folks on a regular basis. We do have a fantastic message here, and I am so grateful. If you do have a message from one of the seniors, you can send us an email. It's arborbroadcasting@gmail.com, arborbroadcasting@gmail.com, or you can go to our website and send a message. So taking a look, Susan Willett sends a message, and she has listened throughout, and we appreciate that. She says, Anna Meiling, your Texas family is so proud of you and all your accomplishments. Congratulations, class of 2021. Have a great game and go Pioneer. Well, thank you so much for writing that in, Susan, and we heartily agree. Congratulations to Anna Meiling, as well as all of the wonderful, amazing seniors from both the varsity and the JV teams, as they are getting lined up in the stands down to our right, as we are in the varsity rink. A lot of the times we're over in the stadium rink, but we're in the varsity rink today, as they're getting a couple nice runners out there, so the parents can step on the ice without having an incident. As we are getting ready to go here, little later game, but again, it's excellent to get a chance to have these two teams play again, and we appreciate Washtenaw United hosting Pioneer and allowing us to have a senior game with the parents here, because that's something that it's certainly, I know it's been tough on all you parents, and you support your children and do so much. So we do our best to make sure that you can see the games. I know it's not any a real substitute, but we try our darndest, and we appreciate everything you've done to get your children where they're at, all the early morning drives to practice and all the late night hours, and you putting in as much effort as a lot of the athletes. Thank you so much for all you do to all of the parents. As we'll play a little push on here, as things look like they might get going sometime in the very near future. So, ladies and gentlemen, Pioneer Women's Varsity Hockey is live and on the air. As they're getting a couple different tripods set up there, ready to go. I saw Mike Thomas running across the ice, and now he's popped on the microphone. Welcome everyone to senior night. So,
thank you all for joining us for today's senior night.
I appreciate everyone tuning in. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first senior is Anna Myling. Anna Myling is escorted tonight by Kathy Myling and Dan Myling. Anna says, I want to thank my parents and all of my teammates for supporting me during my twice hockey career. Although I'm not 100% sure on what school I'm going to, I plan on attending nursing school. My advice to younger Twice players is to push yourself and don't be afraid of making mistakes. Everyone is a part of Twice and is so supportive. Everyone that is a part of Twice is so supportive, and the only way to get better is to going beyond your limits. Also, make sure you're having fun. Senior year comes up so quickly. One of my favorite memories is playing my first game last year and getting the first goal of the season. Our next senior is number 8, Yanel Atzman. Yanel is escorted tonight by Jody Atzman and Yaniv Atzman. She says, I would like to thank Coach Lon for all of his support, especially when I was first starting off. Also, thank you to Abby Cheng and Hannah Thomas for convincing me to join Twice. My favorite Twice memory is getting hyped before games and blasting music in the locker rooms. I would tell my younger Twice players to go to the 6 a.m. skates at the Ice Cube with your teammates before school. Even though it's early, it's definitely worth it. My most embarrassing Twice memory is when all of my friends came over to one of our games and I fell trying to get over the boards. Our next senior is Leslie Reed. Leslie is escorted by Mike Reed and Janet Reed. She says, I want to thank my teammates, parents, Coach Leah, Carrie, and Aaron. As of right now, I will be attending the University of Michigan and majoring in political science. My favorite Twice memory is when we got into a circle and sang Don't Stop Believing in the locker room before the third period of the semifinal game of my sophomore year. My funniest Twice memory is driving to Fraser with Danielle using only paper maps during our foam purge. My advice to younger players is to enjoy every moment and always have fun because your time with Twice goes quickly. Next senior is Kaylee Barraclough. Kaylee is escorted tonight by Chris Barraclough and Angie Barraclough. She says, I want to thank my parents for supporting and pushing me, my siblings for showing me what it means to give your all, my grandparents for being my biggest supporters, and my teammates for developing me. My favorite memory is when I was on a line with Anna Thomas, Ava Millman, and I would eat, bond, and talk. With that, we would talk about what we would work on. I will study aeronautics and aerospace engineering at the Air Force Academy or through the ROTC at another school. My advice to younger players is to enjoy it because before you know it, you'll be putting on your jersey for the last time. I am most proud of becoming a leader of one of the most driven, passionate, and caring and enjoyable teams in our league. Next is May Vadlinger. May is escorted tonight by Rebecca Vadlinger and Naomi Vadlinger. She says, I want to thank the coaches and players for accepting me when I had no idea how to skate freshman year, and for my parents for supporting me in a new sport. I plan on studying psychology and minor in criminal justice law and forensics at the University of Michigan. My favorite Twice memory was my first practice not knowing how to skate and any rules of the game. The second I stepped on the ice, I was made fun of for holding my stick wrong. I knew I was going to be in for a fun new adventure. My advice to younger Twice players, especially players that have never skated before, is to stick with it. Everyone on the team is accepting of every level and make you feel welcome. You will improve and your hard work pays off. Our next senior is number 21, Bella Lopresti. Bella is escorted tonight by Trish Edwards. Bella says, I want to thank the captains and the whole team for being so inclusive and supportive, and all of the coaches. After high school, I plan to go to college and hopefully play on a hockey team. I want to go into psychology field and work with children and adolescents. My advice to future players is just to go and have fun, play the game, cherish your teammates, and make memories. An accomplishment I'm most proud of with Twice is coming back after not playing a game for 3 years and getting my first goal of the season, my first shift. Our next senior is number 22, Jillian Giordano. Jillian is escorted tonight by Thomas Giordano and Georgette Giordano. She says, I would like to thank my coaches, teammates, family, and friends for their support during my Pleiss hockey career. My favorite Pleiss memory is going to 6 a.m. sticks and pucks with my Pleiss teammates before school. After high school, I plan to major in nursing, but I'm still deciding on schools. My most embarrassing Pleiss memory is getting checked into the goalpost by a U12 player last year. Next is number 23, Rory Campbell. Rory is escorted tonight by Scott, Julie, Piper, and Brody Campbell. She says, I want to thank my dad for convincing me to try hockey, my amazing coaches for always trusting and pushing me on the ice, and all of my teammates who have become my second family. I am most proud of being awarded All-State honorable mention twice. My most embarrassing memory is when everybody thought I was kicking a girl who had fallen on the puck that I was trying to pry loose. To all the younger Pleiss members, don't be scared or nervous to ask for help when you need it. Always be yourself. Have fun, take chances, and most importantly, enjoy your time with Pleiss while it lasts. No matter how many times we joke about it, being student athletes minus the student part, school is important too. Our next senior is number 24, Grace Bradley. Grace is escorted tonight by Nicole Free and David Bradley. She says, I want to thank all of my many teammates that have given me rides to practice over the years, all of our wonderful and inspiring coaches, and of course my family. One of my favorite Pleiss memories is when we mercied a team we were playing one night, so we got to go to the Future Stars as a team. My funniest and most embarrassing Pleiss memory is when Danielle and I were doing the wrong drill in the middle of the rink while the rest of the team was staring at us, waiting for us to move so they could do the right one. My biggest accomplishment was when Sid and I finally managed to make it through the Russian circles without falling. Next senior is number 29, Caroline Krell. Caroline is escorted by Joanna Krell and Paul Krell. She says, thank you to my coaches and teammates and everyone who helps make Pleiss great. My favorite Pleiss memory is our first practice this season at Burr because everyone was so happy and excited to be playing hockey after waiting for months. After high school, I plan on studying law and psychology in college. My advice to younger players is to enjoy every moment of each practice and game and times we spend together. Pleiss is one of my favorite parts of high school and has taught me lessons to carry around for me for the rest of my life. Being surrounded every day by coaches and teammates who care about you and want you to exceed is unforgettable. Cody Ross just came out, was just hugging. There's Cody is escorted tonight by Kevin Ross. Cody says, I would like to thank Coach Sandy and all of the current Pleiss coaches, my mom and dad. I have many good memories of Pleiss. Post-game back of the bus hilarity was definitely a favorite. As for embarrassing stories, I managed to put my pants on the wrong legs for my first ever game in net. To younger members of Pleiss, be sure to take care of each other. Our next senior is number 33, Grayson Friedman. Grayson is escorted tonight by Judy Che and Pete Friedman. She says, I'd like to thank my parents for their support and the coaches and parents involved for running everything. I plan on studying computer science in college. My favorite Pleiss memory is getting a shout out when I subbed for Cody. My advice to younger Pleiss players is that winning really easy games is less exciting than losing close games or winning really close games. Do your best and let everybody else do their thing. And last but not least is Johnny Zarul, number 38. Johnny is escorted tonight by Tina DeGeorge and Kurt Zarul. She says, I want to thank all the coaches, especially Coach Nat and Coach Lon, for helping me find my position as a goalie. My favorite Pleiss memory is the weekend in Kalkaska with the whole team, where I fell in love with being a goalie after facing close to 180 shots in 2 days. My advice to the underclassmen is don't be afraid to engage in new activities. After high school, I plan on going to Washtenaw Community College. And the lone senior on Washtenaw, Lindsay Costella from Manchester High School. We want to certainly celebrate Lindsay Costella as well as all the wonderful, amazing seniors on the Pioneer team. Both teams, thank you so much for them for being with the team, playing their guts out, sharing all of this excitement with us. And so all the seniors are going to return to the ice. So one more time, your seniors are Anna Miley, Yael Atzman, Cody Ross, Grayson Friedman, Grace Bradley, Caroline Krell, Leslie Reed, Kaylee Barraclough, Mae Vaitlinger, Bella Lopresti, Jillian Giordano, Rory Campbell, and Johnny Zarul. And for Washtenaw, it's Lindsay Costello. Thank you so much for everyone involved in putting together this wonderful, wonderful senior celebration, and a fantastic picture there being taken of all the wonderful, amazing seniors as we are getting ready to go here. As I'm not sure if we're going to get an ice resurfacing or any starting lineups. They do have, looks like we might get a little bit of time, 12 minutes up on the clock, although that is being changed, so we'll see what happens with that. But fantastic celebration, and that's something that we haven't gotten to see a lot of because of everything that's happened, and we haven't gotten a lot of banquets, but we are so lucky to get to have that moment to celebrate with this team. And thank you to all the amazing seniors of the 2021 class, both the athletes and not. I know it's been a tough year for everybody, and thank you for persevering, for sticking through. And hopefully, thank you for setting up to have a really bright and wonderful future. How about a little push on as we get things ready to go for Pioneer Women's Varsity Hockey versus Washtenaw United.
Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
If you're a recent high school or college graduate and still have a passion for the games you played in school, still remember the thrill of putting on the uniform, why don't you help us out and become a registered high school game official? Get out there and give something back to our kids. Visit the MHSA website for more information. There's help wanted, just whistle. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Integrity, commitment, love of the game. These traits describe the people high school sporting events can't start without. The officials. They're out there every day giving back to our kids. Let's give them the respect they deserve. Better yet, why don't you become one? Visit the MHSAA website for more information. There's help wanted, just whistle. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
You're hearing it. The message is getting through to parents. Multi-sport athletes get injured less. Multi-sport athletes become better in their primary sport in the long run. And even though it's not why we play our games, multi-sport athletes are now getting recruited more than specialized athletes. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Let's take a look and talk a little bit about these two teams before as they resurface the ice. Pioneer has now won 3 games in a row, beating St. Catharines back on the 24th of February, on the 27th being Huron Skyline, and beating Troy United last night. We'll talk about that game a little bit more in just a moment. So that makes them 4-3. Their first loss of the season did come to this Washtenaw United team. That was a 3-1 loss. And if we take a look at that game, as I pull open a quick tab here, taking a look, it was both teams scored in the first. So at the end of one, it was 1-1. Nobody scored in the second, and then in the third, Washtenaw chipped in 2 goals. It started off at 11:22, as it was Nadia Tazinski with an even strength goal from Neubauer. Then Washtenaw scored at 10:31, as it was Jillian Eggleston, even strength. No scoring in the second. In the third, at 12:06, it was Reese Carroll scoring from Eggleston. And then at 8:40, it was his senior, Lindsay Costella, who scored even strength with an assist to Jillian Eggleston. It was Cody Ross between the pipes playing all 45 minutes for Pioneer. So the Pioneer goal was Nadia Tazinski, the assist to Neubauer for Washtenaw. Eggleston had a goal, Carroll had a goal, Costella had a goal, 2 assists for Eggleston for 3 goals and 2 assists. And it was Scarcella between the pipes, facing 28 shots on goal, saving 27 of them, 1 goal against for a .964 save percentage. So that was the last game between these two teams. The last game for Pioneer, as we take a look and try and figure out where that went for me. So the last game for Pioneer was the Troy United game. If I pull that up, I'll just grab it up in a new tab here. That was a 10-1 win by Pioneer. Troy scored 1 in the first, 3 for Pioneer in the first, so it was 3-1 at the end of 1. Then it was 7 for Pioneer in the second to complete the game at the end of 2. It started off at 11:22 in the first, as Piper Campbell scored an even strength goal. Then at 10:34, it was Jessica Rowe who the puck skipped past, trying to pinch on the far corner, and Rowe picked it up and got back behind the defense with a lot of speed, tied it up at 1-1. Then at 6:15, it was Rory Campbell on an even strength goal, making it 2-1. And then at some point right around the 4-minute mark, number 21 came in and replaced Powell as the goaltender. And Pioneer Bella Lopresti got an even strength goal, making it 3-1 at 41 seconds before the end of the period. Then Blackman, they resurfaced the ice between the first and second, so Blackwell could put on the goalie pads. And Pioneer started off Blackwell as the emergency goaltender. She stopped a number of shots, but it was a barrage by Pioneer. Rory Campbell scored at 14:27 to make it 4-1. Ava Drabeck scored from Piper Campbell at 11:40 to make it 5-1. It was Nadia Tazinski on an even strength goal at 11:20, making it 6-1. Piper Campbell scored from Nadia Tazinski that at 10:21 to make it 7-1. Bella Lopresti scored an even strength goal to make it 8-1. Abby Cheng scored from being set up by Sienna Neubauer, making it 9-1. And Nadia Tazinski scored her second goal at 7 minutes and 50 seconds, making it 10-1. So that was the last game. Cody Ross played between the pipes all 30 minutes. And it was a combination of Powell and Blackwell, as well as number 21 for Troy United. Taking a look at Washtenaw United. Washtenaw United, if we take a look at their game schedule, they started off with 4 wins. They were 4-1 versus Downriver. Then they beat Downriver 2-1. They beat Skyron, Huron Skyline 5-4. They beat Pioneer 3-1. Then they lost to Bloomfield Birmingham over at Orchard Lake St. Mary's. That was a 4-3 loss, their only loss. Then they beat Grosse Pointe North 2-1. They beat the GRAHA 19 and under 5-1. and then they beat the Pioneer JV team 8-0. That game, if we take a look, your goal scorers in that game, it was a goal for Lupi, 2 goals for Burkholz, a goal for Kopich, 2 goals for Dillon, 2 goals for Malloy for 8 goals and 11 assists. If you take a look, Burkholz had an assist, Winters had an assist, Kopich had an assist, Eggleston had an assist, Henriksen had an assist, Lyon had an assist, Costello had an assist, 3 assists for Malloy, and 1 for Sidney Clark. Carroll played between the pipes all 45 minutes, saved all 4 shots on goal. Taking a look as we pull up here, I have messages here. So Pioneer, and I just want to write in that Zarul will be wearing number 20. And I just lost that text message, so we're going to pop that back up on the other to give you the starters here. So let me pull that up. I really appreciate Mike Thomas sending me those. So for Washtenaw, the starters are going to be Chloe Dillon, number 18. Number 12 is Regan Kopich, and number 26, which is Lindsay Costello. Those are the starters at forward. On defense, number 9, Julia Burkholz starting for Washtenaw, and number 14, Julian Eggleston. Number 29, Julia Scarcella, is in the goal for Washtenaw. For your Pioneer women's varsity hockey team, it is number 24, Grace Bradley, at one wing, at the left wing typically. Number 33, Grayson Friedman, and then number 15, Kaylee Barraclough at the forwards. Anna Miling starting on defense for Pioneer, as well as Rory Campbell. Those are your defenders, and Cody Ross playing between the pipes. Excellent. Alrighty. So I appreciate that information as we're getting ready to go here, as they're just finishing resurfacing the ice. We have 8 minutes up on the clock, so I believe we'll probably have a little, I'll probably skate around for a little bit. Trying to get the teams all warmed up so no one pulls anything or has any issues. So they have 8 minutes up on the clock. Pioneer gathered right underneath us, waiting and ready to hit the ice. We appreciate you. I know it's a little bit of a late game, but thank you for joining us and celebrating with the seniors. As Kaylee Barraclough getting ready to lead them out onto the ice. And here come the officials out. Nicely resurfaced sheet of ice. So the officials will get the nets put on their moorings. As Pioneer hits the ice, Draybeck actually leads them out. As Barraclough is tapping everyone, getting good fist bumps on their way out. Washtenaw United coming out right underneath us. So Piper Campbell and Barraclough welcoming everyone for Pioneer out on the ice. Pioneer is in their road purple jerseys with the black on the shoulders, numbers in white on the shoulders and on the back, and Pioneer in cursive on the front. Washtenaw United is in their white jerseys with a dark stripe across the middle. They have the numbers on the shoulders and on the back in white, as well as names. And then they have a logo, a crest right up on the front. As Scarcella getting ready between the pipes right underneath us. Across the way, Cody Ross getting set up, and we have about, looks like they're counting down, about 6 minutes, 50 seconds worth of warm-ups here, so we'll take a moment, we'll step away, play a few more messages from the MHSAA, and we will be right back. You are watching Pioneer Women's Varsity Hockey, brought to you by Harbor Broadcasting.
You're hearing it. The message is getting through to parents. Multi-sport athletes get injured less. Multi-sport athletes become better in their primary sport in the long run. And even though it's not why we play our games, multi-sport athletes are now getting recruited more than specialized athletes. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
You have to wonder sometimes how folks in the stands, so far removed from the action and who have probably never had any training, actually think they can see the play and apply the rules better than the officials assigned to a game. If you're that good, please register immediately at MHSAA.com. We need more officials on the playing surface and fewer in the stands. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Think of a high school game as a 4-lane highway. Coaches, players, officials, and spectators, each with their own lane. Sportsmanship depends on everyone not crossing over the line. Fans keep it between the lines when they cheer positively for their team. So don't cause an accident. Stay in your lane and let the coaches, players, and officials do their jobs. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Power Ratings will be used this year in soccer, basketball, and boys lacrosse to seed the district tournament in those sports, and you can follow along. Visit your school's page on the MHSAA website to see how your team is faring, and you can look at statewide lists as well. And if you see your team is missing a score, submit it. Learn more about the Michigan Power Rankings at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Maybe you've seen the videos of the specialized sports parent support group, or the kid holding a press conference to announce his retirement from sports. The problem is, they'd be really funny if there wasn't a lot of truth there. Multi-sport participation provides a healthier experience and lifestyle for kids and families. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Sportsmanship is still relevant in school sports. Good sportsmanship should be a given at our games. It's one of the primary reasons we have school sports to begin with, to help today's young people become tomorrow's community leaders. You can learn more about sportsmanship and download a full kit of sportsmanship ideas from the MHSAA website at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Why do high school sports really exist? For 99% of the participants, it's the biggest stage they will ever play on, and it provides the most educational value, teaching sportsmanship, ethics, integrity, hard work, and teamwork. It's about playing with local friends against local rivals and creating lifetime relationships. They build community spirit, and they're worthy of your continued support. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As we have about a minute on the clock for the warm-ups, as everyone getting ready to go, as we are live from the varsity rink here at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. We don't get a chance to be in this rink much, and we're up on the observation deck. We appreciate that. As last moment warm-ups happening here, and we'll get ready. We mentioned the starters earlier. We'll see if they actually do do the national anthem and the starters and all the pregame ceremony. It's different every game we go to right now because there's fans who probably most likely have it, but again, it's just a little different each time. A lot of the times the games will just kick off and go. So we have just about 6 minutes before the warm-ups stop, and then they'll have to clean up all the pucks. We're going to get ready to go here momentarily. Lots of folks out here in the stands who have come to support these teams, and we appreciate that greatly. Everyone doing a nice job trying to keep a little social distance out there. As Pioneer is taking care of all of their pucks, Washtenaw United gathered, getting last-minute instructions from their coaching staff. "14 minutes up on the clock, as opposed to the normal 15 minutes, so we might be doing just a little shorter periods because of the lateness and pregame festivities. We'll keep an eye on that as the officials making sure the nets are good, making sure there's no holes in them as Pioneer skates out to line up along the goal line down at the far end of the rink. Looks like we'll have our starting lineups here. As Mike Thomas hops on the mic. For Pioneer. Grace Bradley starting for Pioneer at one of the wings. Grayson Friedman starting at the other wing, coming out for Pioneer. Kaylee Barraclough playing center on the starting line. Rory Campbell, one of the starting blue liners. Anna Miling, the other starter at the blue line. And Cody Ross gets the start between the pipes for Pioneer. Now Washtenaw United starters. Chloe Dillon starting at one of the wings. Reagan Kopich starting forward. Lindsay Costello, the senior, starting at forward. Julia Burkholtz, starting defender for Washtenaw. Jillian Eggleston, very dangerous skater, starting at the blue line. And between the pipes, it is 29, Julia Scarcella. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, the playing of the national anthem. As we're getting ready for some hockey here live at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube in the varsity rink, where it is Pioneer Women's Varsity Hockey taking on Washtenaw United. This is the second matchup between these two. Washtenaw United won the first one 3-1. Pioneer looked to get a little revenge on senior night. As both teams getting all their gear back on, getting ready to go. And we're getting ready for some hockey. As Cody Ross skates down across the far side of the rink to our right. Scarcella leaves the bench and comes over to our left. Face off at center ice as it is Barraclough versus Costello. As the puck drops, battle for it. That brought back. Bradley has it in along the far boards, ricochets it into the Washtenaw United end. Picked up, knocked the other direction by Eggleston. Right along the far boards, brought in. Here comes Washtenaw United. That puck knocked away. Pioneer banks it off of the far boards, bringing it the other direction. As the puck rolls on end into the Washtenaw zone, Burkholtz has it. Friedman trying to knock it away. Bouncing puck into the near corner. Costello trying to pull that out. That swept back. Bradley takes a shot. That goes into the near corner. Grabbing a Friedman, puts it back at the near point for Myling. Myling has that poked away. Trying to hold it in. Now it slips back out into the neutral zone. The puck in along the far boards. That fired ahead by Kopich, trying to knock it down. Costello has it. Barraclough trying to bring it in along those far boards as there's a battle with it right in front of the Washtenaw bench. That brought back by Washtenaw. Pulling it as Costello loses an edge over to Eggleston. Eggleston gets it into the neutral zone. That knocked down in along the near boards. Costello sends it all the way back into the Pioneer zone, but that will be icing. 12:54 left to go here in the first. The puck will come back into the near face-off circle right underneath us. That to Scarcella's right. Looks like Clarkson to take the face-off. Henriksen to her right. For Pioneer, taking the face-off is Atzman. Pulled away. Here comes Winters over her own blue line. Winters comes down, gains the Pioneer zone on top of the far circle. Winters tries to cut in. Battle for it as that puck's put in along the end boards. Rims outside of the far circle, held in by Kennedy. And into the far corner. Carroll had it. That knocked away. Pioneer trying to get it out of the zone. Kennedy holding it at the far point. Still poking away at it as it goes into the far corner, trying to touch that up. Kennedy holds it in again, puts it outside the far circle. That puck knocked down. Here comes Pioneer as it comes in along the near boards of the neutral zone, trying to tip that ahead as it's put right back into the Pioneer zone. Comes across. Lopresti backhanding it. That comes back, collected by Veitlinger. Sending it ahead. Lopresti in along the near boards of the neutral zone. She fires it deep as it comes, rims around. Outside the far circle, stopping it there, trying to make a move was Cheng as that puck in along the far boards of the neutral zone. Cheng picks it up. Coming in along the near boards. Cheng into the zone as that puck comes into the near corner. That corralled by Costello. Costello comes back behind her own goal, coming down the far side. Costello over own blue line. Costello comes along the near boards into the neutral zone, into Pioneer zone. Costello goes back behind Ross into the far corner, gets it back to the far point. There's a shot and a save by Ross. 11:28 left to go here in the first. 0-0 is the score. Faceoff will be in the far faceoff circle. That to Ross's right. Costello in to take the faceoff. For Washtenaw, Piper Campbell comes in to take the faceoff for Pioneer. Tuzinski to her left. Bradley comes right back to her right. That puck comes back to the far point. That fired and comes into the near corner. Trying to pull it away. Bradley in along the near boards, trying to peel it off the near boards. Into the near corner it goes. That comes back. Held in at the near point by Eggleston. A shot saved by Ross. As that puck comes back here through the neutral zone, here comes Pioneer with it. Tuzinski with speed. Tuzinski on the far circle. Tuzinski comes in. Backhanded shot. And a save as the puck in along the far boards. Eggleston trying to get it out of the zone. Pioneer trying to hold it in. The puck comes onto the nearest circle. Bradley with it. Gets it back to Tuzinski. High slot. Tuzinski with the shot. Eggleston with the save into the near corner. Picked up by Bradley. Bradley gets it back, and that slips back all the way into the Pioneer zone. Chasing it back. That's Rory Campbell. Picks it up back behind her own goal. Goes from the near side to the far side. Campbell banks it off the far boards, trying to get it ahead. That puck rolls down into the Washtenaw zone. Now heading the other direction is Clark. Clark over center ice, coming down the near boards. Dumps that deep. As going to pick it up. Rory Campbell grabs it in the far corner. Then lifted into the near corner, outside the near circle, trying to pull that away. The puck in along the near boards. Bank back, trying to pick that up. Pioneer comes back to the far point. Kennedy keeps it in. There's a shot. Deflects into the far corner. Here comes Pioneer with it, trying to chip it out of the zone. That manages to escape past the pinch at the far point, pulling it back. As Henriksen has it in the far corner. Friedman sends it for a ride right back behind the goal. Picking that up is Barraclough. Barraclough trying to send it back to the near point. Meiling has it there. Meiling top of the near circle. There's a shot that was deflected into the far corner. Olivia Andrianopoulos chasing it, trying to poke that away from Carroll. Battle. Barraclough keeps it in at the far point as that puck slips right back behind the Washtenaw goal. Into the near corner. Henriksen picks it up. Henriksen trying to get it out of the zone. Held in by Meiling at the near point. Meiling battling in the high slot. That chipped away, trying to keep it in. The puck comes right in along the near boards. Loopy gets it back into the neutral zone. That picked up. Rory Campbell sets it back up. That at the blue line, banked off of the far boards, trying to grab that and chip that ahead. The puck loose. That Meiling trying to knock it down. Now Ross covers it up. 8 minutes, 54 seconds left to go here in the first period. 0-0 is our score. Face-off is going to be in the Pioneer zone in the far face-off circle. That is to Ross's right. As Krell's out there, number 29. Face-off in that far face-off circle comes back to the far point. Now that's moved around. High slot. Burkholz with a shot. That deflects into the near corner. As a rule trying to chase that. Now Meiling knocking it. The puck back behind the Pioneer goal goes bringing it outside the far circle, knocking that down. Trying to pull it ahead. That shot deflects. Pioneer gets it back into the neutral zone. Washtenaw will have to set up as Costello banks it back into the Pioneer zone. That picked up, knocked the other direction. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Costello brings it right back in. Costello on that far circle. Shot! And they score at 8:18. At 8:18, it was Washtenaw with the score, as that was Costello on the goal. I'm not sure if we have an assist on it. We'll see. Or no, they managed to keep that out. I'm sorry, they kept that out. They kept that out. As that puck in along the far boards, picked up. Coming along, here comes Pioneer with it. Bringing it back through the neutral zone, trying to chip that away. The puck headed the other direction. Clark has it. It's the puck in along the M boards. As we have another shout out here, and we'll get to that as soon as we have a break in the action. The puck in along the near boards. Holding it at the near point is Henriksen, goes right back behind the Pioneer goal. The puck in along the far boards, chipping that back into the neutral zone as Pioneer. Tuzinski trying to pull that away, Chen trying to pull that away. Brought right back in by Washtenaw. Carroll with it, that knocked down. Chipped ahead, and here it comes into the Pioneer zone. It's a foot race as it heads towards Scarcella. Picked up by Henriksen. Henriksen gets it right back into the neutral zone. Pioneer trying to hold it in. Not quite able. That's brought in. Top of the near circle. Piper Campbell with it. Piper Campbell shoots and scores. So the first goal, that was a save by Cody Ross. Thought it went in, but Cody Ross saved that. Now this one, Pioneer gets the first goal. That's 1-0 at 7:06 in the first. And that's Piper Campbell with that. And let's do this shout out, as David and Susanna said they didn't catch the .com for the shout outs to the seniors. Hopefully it's all right. They wanted to thank Kaylee and the Pioneer teammates for some interesting hockey and great sportsmanship. We love you, Kaylee, and admire you for your determination and huge heart. Have fun and make some more memories tonight. Thank you so much. As that puck in along the far boards, picked up, and that was Tuzinski, so setting it up. So that was Piper Campbell from Tuzinski on the assist as that puck in along the far boards of the Pioneer zone. Pioneer up 1-0, 6:49 left to go. There's a save from Cody Ross.
And our Pioneer goal scored by number 16, Piper Campbell. Assisted by number 9, Nadia Tuzinski.
So Piper Campbell, she came in low into the near circle. Wide angle shot. That's a tough shot to grab. Scarcella had good position, but Piper Campbell with a fantastic sniper shot. That puck comes back to the blue line. There's a shot that just goes wide. The puck in along the far boards. Olivia Andrianopoulos gets it out of the zone. That grabbed Eggleston, trying to fire right back in. That up into the netting. 6:37 left to go here in the first. As it is Pioneer up 1-0. Face-off will be to Ross's right in the far face-off circle. Washtenaw has kept that puck down in that far end an awful lot in this first. It's Costello taking the face off the puck in along the far boards, trying to chip that ahead. Here comes Pioneer with it, bringing it in. There's a shot and a save by Costello. As an excellent job by Friedman to try and get that puck on net. That chipped away by Olivia Andrianopoulos. Battle with it. Back behind Olivia Andrianopoulos, shot it, and that went off of the back skate and came right out in front from Scarcella. The puck picked up by Barricklow. Wraparound attempt. Scarcella got her skate right on the side of the net. Mere milliseconds before that tried to go in. That was a fantastic job by Barricklow to try and put that there. Even better job by Scarcella to save that. 6:11 left to go. Pioneer up 1-0. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Clark versus Barricklow. That puck comes back to the far point as Zoe Andrianopoulos puts it into the near corner. Picking it up is Henriksen. Henriksen outside the near circle tries to fire it. That slips back into the neutral zone. Zoe Andrianopoulos in a foot race trying to get to it first. Picks it up. Goes back behind her own goal from the far side to the near side, trying to chip that away. Battle for it and along the near boards. Now Friedman has it, coming back behind from the near side to the far side, trying to get it out of the zone. Kennedy holds it in at the far point. That chipped away. Now back into the neutral zone. Washtenaw will regroup as collision that puck up into the bench, and we will redrop it. 5:32 left to go here in the first. Pioneer up 1-0 on Washtenaw United. Faceoff will be in the far faceoff circle outside of the Pioneer zone, right in front of their bench. Costello in to take the faceoff for Washtenaw. That puck comes in along the near boards as she gains the zone on the far circle. Good poke check. Nice job to knock that away from Atzmon. Battle for it out in front. Ross got a piece of it. And that swept in along the near boards, trying to get it out of the zone. Good job by Pioneer to get it out of harm's way. That chip by Eggleston in along the far boards, trying to get it right back in. Hold, battle for it right at the Pioneer blue line. Picked up and heading the other direction. And pulled into the far corner of the Pioneer zone. Now slipping back, that puck into the neutral zone, all the way back into the Washtenaw zone. 4 minutes, 48 seconds left to go here in the first. 1-0 the lead for Pioneers. Eggleston fires it. That grabbed in the neutral zone. Trying to knock it around is Myling. Myling chases it back as it goes into the Pioneer zone, and that will be icing and head the other direction. 4:34 left to go here in the first. 1-0 the lead for Pioneer. Face-off in the far face-off circle. Clark in to take the face-off. On the other side is Lopresti. That puck right on goal, steered away, coming in along the near boards. Carroll fires it. Pioneer trying to hold it in at the near point. That slips past. Here comes Clark with it. That knocked down in along the far boards. Trying to poke that away. Carroll back over there as well as Clark. Trying to get it into the Pioneer zone. Still battling in along the neutral zone. Now it slips into the slot in the Pioneer zone. That banked in along the neutral zone. Lifted ahead, ricocheted off the far boards. Kennedy picks it up right at her own blue line, comes down the far boards, feeds ahead. That knocked down, lifted right back in by Pioneer. Henriksen has it at her own blue line. She comes ahead, trying to get away. Neubauer trying to knock that. Lopresti at her own blue line in along the near boards, trying to chip that ahead. Battle for it. Now loose right at center ice, trying to steer it away was Lopresti. That pulled back. Henriksen gains the zone. Henriksen with a shot and a knuckleball shot saved by Ross. 3:38 left to go here in this, the first period. 1-0 the lead by Pioneer. Ross has had to make a couple really nifty saves, and the defense has had to poke things away as Washtenaw has kept a lot of pressure down at the Pioneer end. But Pioneer with the lone tally up on the scoreboard at this point. Costello in to take the face-off. That puck in along the far boards. There's a save. Ross steers it back behind the goal, trying to pull it around. I believe that's Giordano in along the near boards, trying to knock it out of the zone. The puck right at the Pioneer blue line. Now it's brought in along the near boards. Bradley trying to poke that ahead. The puck back into the near corner. Giordano has it there. She moves it into the far corner, trying to bring it outside of that far circle. Washtenaw able to hold it in at the far point. Now that backhanded back. Still able to hold it in high slot. That up and save by Cody Ross. 3:05 left to go here in this, the first period. 1-0 is the lead for the Pioneer women's varsity hockey team. Harkin to take the face-off. On that far face-off circle, that to Ross's right. Ross, quick shot off the top of the far circle. Ross able to cover it up. 2:59 left to go here in the first period. 1-0 the lead for Pioneer. They'll redrop it in the far face-off circle to Ross's right. That puck brought back behind the goal in along the near boards. Bradley has it outside the near circle, trying to fire it ahead. Here comes Pioneer coming down the near boards with it. As that's brought in, Piper Campbell trying to set up Tazinski. Tazinski coming out in front. That feed shot. Oh, a save by Costella. There's Tazinski with it. That knocked away. Scarcella comes back to the blue line, held in. There's another shot. Scarcella points it into the far corner where Eggleston tries to pull it away. Bradley trying to pick it up. That off of the far boards. Trying to poke that away. The puck backhanded, but not out. Excellent job holding it in by Tuzinski as that puck comes into the near corner. Grabbing it, Eggleston sends it along the near boards, held in by Miling at the near point. That grabbed. Eggleston trying to knock it out of the zone. Tuzinski had it. Now that pulled away, heading the other direction with it. As that pulled into the Pioneer zone by Washtenaw. Hit the other direction, stopped right at the Pioneer blue line. Costello went down. As got tangled up the puck into the far corner. Zoe Andrianopoulos takes it back behind her own goal, comes along the near side, banks it off the near boards. That puck back into the neutral zone. Washtenaw has to touch up. Milan goes into the far corner to grab that, banks it off the far boards. That slips all the way back into the Washtenaw zone. That'll be icing and head back into the Pioneer end. 1 minute, 29 seconds left to go here in the first. Pioneer with the 1-0 lead. Amazing save early on Costello by Cody Ross, keeping Washtenaw off the board, and then Piper Campbell getting fed by Tuzinski, putting it in for the lone tally. Face-off to Ross's right in the far face-off circle. Costello ever dangerous in that face-off circle. That poked out into neutral zone. Here comes Pioneer in a foot race as it slides into the Washtenaw zone. Grabbed by Friedman. Friedman on the near circle. Friedman puts it. That stick back by Scarcella back behind her own goal. Barraclough into the near corner. That picked up by Winters. Winters heading the other direction. Barraclough pops it away from her. The puck into the near corner. Grabbed by Hendrickson. Friedman banks it off of the end boards, chasing it. Barraclough back behind the goal, putting it out in front. Olivia Andrianopoulos and Scarcella. Point blank save as Olivia Andrianopoulos was right on the crease. Great feed by Barraclough and just an amazing save by Scarcella. Lots of credit to her as that is not easy. Just stealing one away from Olivia Andrianopoulos. Clark in to take the face-off here in the near face-off circle. That's to Scarcella's right. Burkholz to Clark's right. In to take the face-off is Atzman. That puck loose on the near circle, trying to tip that. Clark gets it ahead as Kopic has it in along the far boards. Kopic over center. Fires it down into the Pioneer zone. 50 seconds left to go. Ross covers it up. 47.8 seconds left to go here in the first. Pioneer up 1-0 on Washtenaw United. Face-off in that far face-off circle. Clark in to take the face-off versus Atzman. They'll drop the puck. Battle for that far circle now. High slot coming along the near side is Costello. Costello outside the near circle now goes back behind the Pioneer goal. Wraparound attempt. And looks like they scored. 35.2 seconds left to go. Costello puts it in off of a wraparound attempt. That a tough shot to take care of. Ross was in good positioning. But nice nifty stick work by Costello. That should make it 1-1 with 35.2 seconds left to go in the first. Clark on the face-off at center ice as that puck pulled in along the near boards. That lifted ahead the other direction. As grabbed, Eggleston sends it ahead. That should be icing, and it will be. 21.4 seconds left to go. That puck will come back into the Washtenaw zone. So it should be 1-1. I'm not seeing the Washtenaw goal up on the scoreboard. So Costello on the goal. No assist on that, as Clark will take the faceoff versus Lopresti. Comes back to the far point, held in by Giordano. Into the slot it goes. Lopresti trying to get it. That puck pulled away. Here comes Washtenaw. Kopich comes down along the far boards. Kopich puts it into the Pioneer zone with 9 seconds left to go in the period. The puck in along the far boards, trying to tip that away. Cheng out there. Now here comes Pioneer with it. Cross-ice pass. It rolls on edge, and that is the end of the first period. At the end of one, it is 1-1 between Pioneer and Washtenaw United. So we've had a couple fantastic messages here, and let's read them again if we can. First, let's do our scoring summary. It was at 7:06. Pioneer scored first, as it was Piper Campbell set up by Tuzinski, a wide angle shot that just caught the edge. Then Washtenaw United came back, 35.2 seconds left, as that was number 26, Costello, with the goal. Again, we've gotten two wonderful messages. If you want to, you can certainly send us an email if you have a message for the seniors. It is arborbroadcasting@gmail.com, or you can go to our website and take a look. Our first message was from Susan Willett, and she says, Anna Meiling, your Texas family is so proud of you and all your accomplishments. Congratulations, class of 2021. Have a great game and go Pioneer. Taking a look, our next message was from Daryl and Susan, and they said they wanted to thank Kaylee and the Pioneer teammates for some interesting hockey and great sportsmanship. We love you, Kaylee, and admire your determination and huge heart. Have fun and make some more memories tonight. Well, thank you very much, Daryl and Susan, as well as Susan Willett. We are very, very grateful for your support and watching wherever you are at. I know it means a lot to the team, and they are very grateful. 14 minutes up on the board. We're getting ready to get back into it. One to one is our score, as they are shaving a minute off of each of the periods just to make sure we can get the game in as the ice time is going, as Cody Ross showing a little moves in the crease, dancing, proving not only is she more athletic than me, but it's a much better dancer, as that puck into neutral zone, in along the far boards, trying to chip that ahead. Winters, Bradley had it. Now Barraclough sends it ahead. That knocked the other way. Washtenaw trying to pull it into the Pioneer zone. That chipped all the way back in along the end boards, bounces off right in front, knocking it away. Barraclough gets it to the blue line, but held in, as on the far side, Henriksen puts it into the far corner. Vadlinger picks it up there, sends it for a ride in along the boards. Grabbing it, Bradley trying to poke it ahead. That puck outside the near circle. Kennedy trying to hold it in. Now pulled away by Winters. Winters gets it back. High slot. There's a shot by Henriksen. That was blocked. Coming along the far boards is Rory Campbell. She gets it over center, sending it ahead. Here comes Friedman. Friedman, top of the far circle. That puck poked away. Loose at the blue line. Back into the neutral zone it goes. Here comes Washtenaw as they chip it off of the near boards. Bringing it in is Carroll. Carroll. Centering attempt, that banked off of the far boards, trying to chase that. Bradley now grabbed top of the far circle by Costello into the near corner. Costello, the goal scorer for Washtenaw United, sends it around the boards, trying to grab that. Friedman outside the near circle, chipped by Barraclough. Barraclough brings it back outside the near circle, banks it ahead, trying to get it out of the zone, held in by Washtenaw. Now Barraclough feeds it. Now Bradley chasing it as it rolls on edge. Friedman trying to get to it. And pulled back away. Costello has it into the far corner it goes. Pulling that away. 12:26 left to go here in the second. 1-1 is our score. Battle for it in along the near boards of the neutral zone. Tuzinski comes in to try and peel that away. Piper Campbell, the goal scorer for Pioneer, trying to grab that. But here comes Costello. Costello gains the zone. Top of the far circle. And chipped away by Tuzinski into the near corner. Battle for it, fed out in front into the slot. Loopy with a shot. That one just goes wide. Trying to backhand it. Kopich had it. Now that pulled back away. Here comes Zoe Andrianopoulos. Backhands it back into the neutral zone. The puck gathered in along the neutral zone. Here comes Lopresti. Lopresti gains the zone. Top of the far circle. Lopresti has it poked into the far corner, trying to peel that away. It goes outside the far circle. There is a hand raised Delayed penalty as the puck comes on edge all the way back into the Pioneer zone. As that is touched, it is going to be a penalty versus Pioneer. Washtenaw United will be on the power play. Pioneer on the penalty kill at 11:28. As that is going to be Lopresti into the box for roughing. As the puck in along the far boards, that fired, knocked down, loose. Trying to grab that out in front. That slipped into the near corner as that was Dillon trying to grab that. Drebeck trying to knock it out. Olivia Andrianopoulos trying to get that held in at the far point, sent deep by Eggleston as that puck into the far corner. Meiling has it along there, chips it ahead, trying to get it away from Clark. Clark centering attempt. Good poke check by Drebeck to get it back into the neutral zone. Eggleston will have to reset as the puck in along the far boards. Trying to chip that ahead. Barraclough battling at the far boards. Now that picked up. Here comes Olivia Andrianopoulos. She's trying to send it deep. That poked away from her. Meiling has it in along the far boards of the neutral zone. Meiling chipping it, getting it to Barraclough. That puck loose. Grabbed by Drebeck. Drebeck launches it all the way down the ice. Able to clear. 1 minute, 11 seconds left in the Pioneer penalty kill. 10:35 left to go here in the second. Washtenaw bringing it down the near boards. That knocked away by Piper Campbell. Drebeck trying to fire it out. That went off of Eggleston. Eggleston comes in. Wide angle shot. Great save by Cody Ross. Meiling has it on the near circle. Banks it. That wouldn't leave the zone. Good job keeping it in by Costello. The puck in along the end boards. Drebeck has it there. Drebeck has that poked away. Battle for it into the near corner. Centering attempt. That knocked away. Excellent job by Meiling. Still loose. Oh, good pad save by Cody Ross. Backhanded it out in front. That shot just went wide. The puck comes all the way back outside the near circle. Piper Campbell trying to pull that away from Eggleston. Now Kopich comes in to try and make it difficult for Pioneer to get it out of the zone. That swung all the way around. Dillon picks it up outside of the far circle, drops it back to the far point. Top of the far circle, that deflected into the near corner. Picking it up, Piper Campbell outside the near circle. Piper Campbell trying to get it out of the zone. Eggleston, tough as always, able to pinch and keep it in. Drebeck pulls it back behind her own goal, going from the near side to the far side. Drebeck sends it along the far boards. Pioneer back to full strength as the puck back behind. Centering attempt went off the side of the goal into the near corner. Picking it up, trying to knock it the other direction. Kopich puts it right back behind the Pioneer goal. Centering attempt, high slot. There's a shot that deflected out in front. I believe Meiling got a piece of it, and it comes all the way back into the Washtenaw United zone. Trying to pick that up, Friedman. Now Bradley trying to make it difficult. The puck in along the near boards. Grabbed by Drebeck. Drebeck sends it ahead. That tipped into the far corner. Chasing it back there. Neubauer trying to pull it off of the boards in the far corner. Now Bradley outside the far circle. That puck loose back. Veidlinger holds it in right at the blue line. Comes back. There's Rory Campbell with the shot. That deflects out in front. In along the end boards it goes. Washtenaw collects it there. 8 minutes, 27 seconds left to go. The puck at the far point. Giordano able to hold it in. Now grabbed by Washtenaw as they send it in along the far boards. Giordano picks it up there, backhands it ahead. That chip, Giordano right at her own blue line. Now that pulled in. Here comes Washtenaw. Diving move by Neubauer to poke check that away from Loopy. It comes right back near side. That shot off the side of the net by Winters got caught in the netting. They're trying to get that out, and they'll whistle it and stop the play. And the varsity rink, you don't always get the tightest of nets, so there's a little bit of room back there for the puck to get caught, and it did, and they'll redrop it. So these nets get a lot of use and a lot of love. So you have teams playing here all the time. It's wonderful to see so much great hockey happening in this city with so many wonderful players from around the area. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That brought in. Costello had it. Now chipped into the near corner for Pioneer. bringing it the other direction. Here comes Lopresti back behind her own goal, trying to avoid pressure by Washtenaw. That on the near circle into the near corner. Costello has it, slips right back behind Ross into the far corner. Costello outside the far circle, that back. Here comes Lopresti coming down the far boards of the neutral zone. Lopresti trying to send it deep as she goes off for a line change into the near corner. It goes Atzman trying to put it back out in front. That deflected into the far corner. Barraclough trying to grab that. That held in at the far point, put back into the far corner. Picking it up, Hendrickson has it. Barraclough trying to knock that away from her. The puck lifted back into the neutral zone, brought right back in by Friedman. Friedman with a quick shot and a save by Scarcella. 7:08 left to go here in the second period. 1-1 is our score. Face-off is going to be to Scarcella's left in the near face-off circle. Barraclough in to take the face-off. I believe that's Clark on the other side. Shot right off the face-off, and that one saved by Scarcella. She ends up on her back, knocking that away, holding it in. Rory Campbell with the shot. That deflects out in front, comes back into the neutral zone. Rory Campbell moves in along the near boards for Zoe Andrianopoulos. She banks it ahead, trying to pull that in along the near boards of the neutral zone. Barraclough trying to bring it in. Now the puck lifted in along the end boards, grabbed there, chipped into the near corners. 6:40 left to go. Held in at the near point by Zoe Andrianopoulos. Onto the far circle. That slips into the neutral zone. Pioneer will have to regroup. Zoe Andrianopoulos banks it off of the near boards, gets it back in. Olivia Andrianopoulos trying to chase that. That lifted back into the neutral zone, slides into the Pioneer zone. Grabbing it, Rory Campbell on the near circle, goes back behind her own goal. Rory Campbell trying to avoid pressure by Clark. That lifted into the neutral zone, trying to feed it for Barraclough. And just off of, a little far away from her stick, comes into the far corner. Barraclough trying to pull that away. The puck in along the near boards of the neutral zone. Stopped at the near point, now sent right back deep. The puck in along the end boards. 5:58 left to go here in the second. 1-1 is our score. The puck being brought in. Here comes Washtenaw with it. Coppage, top of the near circle. Coppage centering attempt, just couldn't get it, just off of the reach of Costello. And tipped away. Brought the other direction. Here comes Friedman, banking it off of the near boards, chasing it Olivia Andrianopoulos. Henriksen has it, cross-ice pass. Now Washtenaw coming the other direction. Fed back to the Pioneer blue line. Here comes Zoe Andrianopoulos. She knocks it ahead for Chen. Chen trying to get it along those far boards. Collision there. There's a shot that just goes wide, rims all the way around the boards, picked up as here comes Tuzinski with it. Tuzinski firing it deep. That puck rolls on edge. That'll be icing. 5:14 left to go here in the second. 1-1 is the score. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Piper Campbell in to take the face-off. There's that puck, shot, and that just goes wide in along the far boards. Dillon trying to pick it up outside the far circle. Back to the far point, shot. That knocked down by Meiling in the far circle. Meiling has that pulled away. Clark centering attempt, that goes to the near circle, spinning with it, top of the near circle. Dillon, that sticked away. Great job by Cody Ross. Here comes Tuzinski with it. Tuzinski over her own blue line. Tuzinski over center ice. Tuzinski gains the zone. Top of the far circle. Tuzinski gets it back to Bradley. Bradley trying to feed it into the slot for Piper Campbell. That knocked away. Battle for it. Right in the slot. Comes over. There's a shot by Tuzinski and she scores at 4:32. That was Tuzinski, I believe, from Piper Campbell. We'll get the actual scoring in a moment. But Pioneer up 2-1. .432 left to go here in the second face-off at center ice. That brought in along the near boards. Veidlinger trying to send it ahead. That pulled back. Bringing it into the zone is Clark. Clark into the far circle. That chipped away by Drebeck. Drebeck now underneath the near circle, trying to pull it ahead. Drebeck goes over center. Drebeck coming along the far boards. That poke checked away. Now she sends it deep. That grab in along the near board, sent back, held in. Excellent job as that pulled back. Coming the other direction with it is Henriksen. Henriksen sends it all the way back into the Pioneer zone. Picking that up is Veidlinger on the near circle. Veidlinger feeding it ahead, trying to get it over to Neubauer. Neubauer coming down the near boards as we get the official tally on the score, as that was Tuzinski from Piper Campbell and Bradley getting the assist as the puck, top of the far circle. Neubauer trying to get it out, held in as that was fired ahead by Krell into the neutral zone. Neubauer chasing it, now comes back. Veidlinger firing it over to Neubauer, trying to get it out of the zone. Washtenaw has a delayed offsides coming up as they chip it. They still have to reset. Now they do. Veidlinger in the near corner trying to send it over. That intercepted, now chipped away by Drebeck. Coming down the far boards, here comes Neubauer through the neutral zone. Neubauer spins, has it in along the boards, trying to send it over. Krell chasing it in along the near boards. That poked away. Here comes Washtenaw with it. 2 minutes, 55 seconds left to go. Pioneer with the 2-1 lead. Saved by Cody Ross on a shot by Kennedy on the near circle. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. Lopresti to take the face-off. Clark on the other side. That puck comes back. Giordano knocks it in along the near boards. That held in, now lifted. Coming the other direction, Chen gets it out of the zone. She comes down the far boards over center ice. Chen banks it off of the far boards, gets it into the Washtenaw zone, and she is down, slowly getting up. Looks like she's okay. The puck in along the near boards of the neutral zone. Trying to chip that away. Friedman trying to knock it in along the boards. Trying to peel that off of the near boards of the neutral zone. Friedman walking away at it. That pulled back. Cross-ice pass for Washtenaw. 2 minutes, 12 seconds left to go. That brought back into the neutral zone. Roy Campbell on the far circle, sending that ahead. Chasing it. Atzmon trying to pull that away. Spinning the other direction. Kopich. Now Bradley sends it ahead. That to the Washtenaw blue line, coming the other direction. Here comes Washtenaw with it as Eggleston hands it on the near circle. Backhanded centering attempt. Excellent job by Bradley to knock that away. Shot, save. Now they put it in. Oh, Cody Ross got the first save, but the rebound came just to her left, and they were able to put it in, as I believe that was Carroll on the goal. We will get confirmation. But at 1:43, Washtenaw scores and makes it 2-2. We will get the official tally in mere moments. Barraclough in to take the face-off. Costello on the other side. That puck loose, trying to grab that. Barraclough trying to chip that away. The puck in along the far boards, now lifted back into the Washtenaw zone, as that was indeed Clark from Burkholz. Or excuse me, Carroll. Carroll from Burkholz, number 16.
Scored by number 16, Reese Carl. Assisted by number 9, Julia Berkowitz.
Carl from Berkowitz on the goal. The puck in along the far boards of the Washtenaw zone. Trying to peel it off of those far boards. Now that lifted all the way back to the blue line. There is Myling. Myling trying to fire it. And a save by Scarcella into the near corner. Piper Campbell spinning with it. 1 minute, 50 seconds left to go. As that puck loose and covered up by Scarcella. 1 minute, 1 second left to go. 2-2 is the score. Well, again, if you have a message for one of the seniors, you can fire us off an email at arborbroadcasting@gmail.com. Piper Campbell in to take the faceoff in the far faceoff circle. That's to Scarcella's right. Now they'll move it over into the near faceoff circle to Scarcella's left. As the puck in along the near boards, trying to work away at it. Tuzinski, that comes right back behind in along the end boards, trying to knock that away, trying to peel it off the boards. Costello over there, now lifted into the near corner. Pioneer holding it in at the near point, back into the near corner. Lifted out in front, coming, that lifted back to the blue line. Held in and fired over by Pilati underneath that barred circle. Lifted back, all the way back in along the end boards, or in along the near boards of the Pioneer zone. That lifted in along the near boards by Vadlinger, picked up in the near corner by Piper Campbell. Piper Campbell trying to get it over, now grabbing it underneath is Tuzinski. That pulled away by Costello. Costello outside the far circle. Costello back in along the blue line. That tipped away. Excellent job by Piper Campbell to get it back into the neutral zone. There is a tripping call at 2.5 seconds left to go. And that is going to be a tripping call against Washtenaw United, as trying to see who got put into the box. That's Costello into the box. So Pioneer will have a power play for the remaining 2.5 seconds left to go, and then they will have, so they'll have a very short bit of a power play here, but they'll have the power play the remaining 1 minute and 57 seconds of it going into the third. Face-off in that far face-off circle. Derek Lowe in to take the face-off. That to Scarcella's right. They got the penalty up on the board. As that puck lifted into the neutral zone, and that is the end of the second period. So at the end of two, it is 2-2. Your action, it was a Pioneer penalty, as that was Lopresti taking the penalty at 11:28. Then Pioneer scoring at 4:32, as it was Tuzinski from Piper Campbell. The opposite of what happened earlier, as it was Piper Campbell from Tuzinski. So Piper Campbell returning the favor. That put Pioneer up 2-1. Then at 1:43, it was a goal by Carl, set up by Berkholz, and that makes it 2-2. Then with 2.5 seconds left to go in the period, Costello went off for tripping, and we will have the remaining 1 minute and 58 seconds left on that penalty heading into the third. They have 14 minutes up on the board. Both teams gathered around their coaching staffs. As we won't get an ice resurfacing here, we'll just head right back into it. As the only problem being up on this wonderful, fantastic observation deck is there are not any heaters over here. And I believe I have frozen my camera person, my amazing wife, Christina Wiseman, out as she is bundled up. But I think she needs her hands free to operate that camera, and I have completely frozen her out. But she is such a good sport and totally willing to let me drag her all over this area for basketball and hockey games. And gosh, we are just so lucky to get to do this and do our best to bring you these games. 2-2 is the score. So even-paced game, although Washtenaw United has probably had the more time in the attack zone, but it got a lot more balanced in that second period. They just like to keep it down in the far end away from us. 14 minutes up on the clock. We're getting ready for the face-off right at center as Clark in to take the face-off versus Barraclough. Friedman on the left wing. Olivia Andrianopoulos on the right wing. That puck battled for it. Here comes Barraclough. Barraclough brings it in. Pioneer on the power play for the next minute, 50 seconds. Barraclough into the near corner. That back to the near point, held in by Veidlinger. Veidlinger puts it into the near corner. Olivia Andrianopoulos chasing as it ricochets back in along the near boards of the Pioneer zone. Carl trying to get it out of the zone. That lifted all the way down the ice. Cleared, picked up by Miling back behind her own goal. 1 minute, 27 seconds left to go in the Pioneer power play. The puck back behind the Pioneer goal into the near corner. That tipped away, holding it in and sending it around is Henriksen. That puck lifts back into neutral zone, trying to chase it. Kennedy fires it back into the Pioneer zone. Miling picks it up outside the far circle. Now that collected, here comes Barraclough. Barraclough cross-ice pass. That went off of a skate, trying to get it over to Friedman. That pulled away. Friedman picks it up. Friedman on the near circle. Friedman spins with it. Friedman trying to feed up Olivia Andrianopoulos, comes back to the blue line. That shot, just went wide. Scarcella got a leg on it. That pulled away. Here comes Piper Campbell. Piper Campbell with the shot. And Scarcella gets it right into the body, freezes it. 41 seconds left to go here in the power play for Pioneer. 12:42 left to go in the third period. Face-off in the far, face-off circle. That to Scarcella's left. It's Piper Campbell in to take the face-off versus Henriksen. That puck in along the end boards, pulled back, spinning with it is Eggleston into the far corner. Eggleston brings it out, held in at the far point. Excellent job by Olivia Andrianopoulos. That knocked out, now pulled back. Piper Campbell sends it back, spinning with it. Tuzinski at her own blue line. Tuzinski brings it back and along the near boards, gets it to Lopresti, who tips it. That comes into the, apparently she didn't get it because that will be icing. 12:17 left to go here in the third. 2-2 is our score. 15 seconds left to go in the power play for Pioneer. That puck is going to come all the way back into the Pioneer zone. Piper Campbell in to take the face-off. On the other side of it is Henriksen. That to the left of Cody Ross. That puck comes back. There's Burkholz with the shot. Ross with the save out in front, and they shoot and score. Short-handed goal at 12:12. There was 10 seconds left in the power play for Pioneer. I could not see exactly who got that one. I think it's Henriksen, but we will see as Washington United takes the 3-2 lead. We'll get the official scoring in mere moments. Face off right at center ice. As 6 seconds left, Pioneer pulls it in. Friedman, top of the near circle. Friedman feeding it across the way. There's Rory Campbell with the shot. Battle for it out in front. Scarcella with the save. The penalty has expired. Henriksen. He said Kennedy. My understanding is if it's 17, it's Henriksen, but I might be wrong. 7 is Kennedy. But that would be Henriksen from Burkholz. Burkholz with her second assist, face-off in the far face-off circle of the Washington zone, held in, trying to get it over to Friedman. Friedman, top of the near circle, moves it back to Drebeck at the near point. That poked in along the near boards, trying to knock it the other way as Burkholz back into the neutral zone. Trying to pull that away. Here comes Pioneer, comes right back into it. Drebeck on the far circle. Drebeck has that poked away from her. Olivia Andrianopoulos moves it back to Rory Campbell at the far point. That puck swung back behind the goal into the near corner. Trying to pick that up is Friedman. Friedman outside the near circle, trying to put it back. Piper Campbell centering attempt. That knocked away by Kopich. Picked back up by Rory Campbell. She sends it over for Drebeck and along the near boards of the neutral zone. Drebeck backhands it forward. Costello picks it up. Costello chipping away at it in along the near boards. Barraclough trying to grab it at the near point of her own zone. She knocks that ahead, but Burkholz knocks it the other direction. Tuzinski picks it up, goes from the near side to the far side. Tuzinski now into the neutral zone. Tuzinski with speed, trying to make her way, top of the near circle. Tuzinski into it, shoots and scores! Tuzinski ties it up at 10:58. As I believe that was Blue line to blue line and all the way down. Tuzinski with speed got it at her own blue line, brought it all the way in, came to the near side and managed to squeak it past Scarcella. And it's tied 3-3 at 10:58 here in the third. Face off right at center ice. Clark taking the face off. That puck brought in. Here comes Pioneer with it. Tuzinski, the last goal scorer. In shoot, Scarcella with the goal. Or Scarcella with the save, excuse me. Piper Campbell ends up in the goal. And that is Tuzinski unassisted. Piper Campbell in to take the faceoff versus Clark in the near faceoff circle. Tuzinski with the shot. Save. That comes off on the near side. Piper Campbell trying to get to that. That brought back to the near point. Holding it in. Grabbing it. Pilati sends it into the slot. Tuzinski with the shot. That's a pad save by Scarcella. The puck in along the near boards. That deflects. Pioneer trying to hold it in. That shot as Lupi gets it out into neutral zone. As Pilati trying to knock that away. Now Piper Campbell comes in along the near boards of her own zone. Piper Campbell through the neutral zone. Piper Campbell gains the zone. Top of the near circle. Piper Campbell with the shot. Blockers save. As that puck out on the near side. That cross ice pass comes back outside the near circle. Picked up by Kennedy. Kennedy gets it into the neutral zone. Trying to head the other direction. That pulled in as Carl with the shot. That just goes wide into the far corner. As here comes Tuzinski with it. Tuzinski trying to chip it out of the zone. That lifted all the way back. That should be icing, and it will be. 3-3 is our score. 9:50 left to go here in the third period. Back and forth game. No team has had more than a one-goal lead. Pioneer scored, then Washington United, then a penalty. Pioneer scored, then Washington United, then Washington United took the one-score lead, then Pioneer tied it up. So very competitive game. Costello in the far face-off circle. That puck into the far corner as pulling that away was Krell. Now still battling with it outside the far circle. There's a shot saved by Ross as they chipped away at it off the side of the net a couple times. Ross covering it up. 9:37 left to go here in the third period. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That to Ross's right. As that puck in along the far boards outside the far circle, that lifted back behind the Pioneer goal into the near corner. Neubauer fires it all the way down the ice. That will be icing. And bring it right back into the Pioneer zone. 9:23 left to go here in the third. 3-3 is our score here on senior night for Pioneer. As they celebrating all the wonderful, amazing seniors on both the JV and varsity team, as well as Costello, the lone senior for Washtenaw. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That poked away, trying to grab it. The puck in along the near boards. Into the near corner it goes. Pioneer bringing it back. Banked off the near boards, trying to get it out of the zone. That lifted and heading back into the Washtenaw zone. Chasing it, Eggleston. Picks it up in the near corner. Eggleston goes right in front now on the near circle, trying to get it out of the zone. That poke checked away by Lopresti up into the netting. That'll bring the face-off in the Washtenaw zone. 8:56 left to go here in the third. 3-3 is our score. Well, it's been a goal apiece for both teams in each period. Both teams trying desperately to break that tie, as it's Clark versus Barraclough in the near face-off circle. That pulled away by Friedman. That puck poked away, coming down Dillon with it over center. Dillon gains the zone. That chipped away by Pioneer. Zoe Andrianopoulos knocked that away, and it's up into the bench. 8:45 left to go here in the third. 3-3 the score. Face-off in the far face-off circle outside the Pioneer zone. Clark in versus Barraclough on that far face-off circle. That puck loose at the Pioneer blue line. Deflected into the near corner. Chasing it. Trying to pull that away is Drabeck. Drabeck rims it along the boards. Out into the far side. Kennedy holding it in. Now picked up. Kennedy again pinching at that far point. Now pulled out. Pioneer back into the neutral zone. Fired back by Henriksen. Chasing it into the near corner. Here comes Zoe Andrianopoulos. She moves it chips it, the puck in along the near boards, trying to pull that out and head the other direction. Here comes Pioneer. As coming ahead is Barraclough. Barraclough comes over their blue line. Barraclough gains the zone. Barraclough moves it over. Friedman, top of the near circle. Her shot deflected into the near corner. Friedman going back behind the goal. Puts it into the far corner. Olivia Andrianopoulos puts it back to Friedman. Friedman comes bottom of the near circle, puts it back to the far point for Draybeck. Draybeck trying to put it out in front. Olivia Andrianopoulos, oh, she spun and shot and was inches away. As that puck comes in along the end boards, picking it up, Olivia Andrianopoulos poking it now. Clark sends it along the far boards, stopped by Zoe Andrianopoulos. She sends a cross-ice pass, trying to pick that up as Friedman. Now go back into the neutral zone. Draybeck knocks it into the Washtenaw zone. That grab by Carl. Carl fires it. Friedman picks it up and along the near boards of the neutral zone. Cross-ice pass. 3-3 is the score here in the third. Piper Campbell trying to pick it up. Now there's a shot by Tuzinski, covered up by Scarcella. 7:12 left to go here in the third. 3-3 is our score. Face-off will be in the far face-off circle. Piper Campbell in to take the face-off. Costello on the other side. That puck, top of the far circle, deflected off of the skate and along the end boards. Piper Campbell trying to pull that away from Burkholz. Comes back to the blue line. Save. That deflected as here comes Costello over her own blue line. Costello over center in a foot race. Costello has that poked away. Good job by Rory Campbell back there. The puck outside the far circle, chipped back deep into the far corner by Eggleston. Trying to pull that away. Pioneer back behind their own goal. Rory Campbell with it in along the near boards. She chips that ahead. Trying to get it out of the zone. Trying to hold it in is Washtenaw. They send it right back in. Badlinger into the near corner. Badlinger sends it back from the near side to the far side. That chip right back behind Cody Ross. Now picking it up into the near corner. Again, here comes Roy Campbell with it. Trying to get it away from Burkholz. That knocked back into the neutral zone and lifted into the Washtenaw zone. Eggleston picks it up outside the near circle. Eggleston trying to move the other direction. Cross-ice pass. That tipped by Pioneer. Grabbed. Pioneer trying to fire it back in. That poke checked away. Lifted. Eggleston has it in along the far boards of the neutral zone. Grabbed. Here comes Pioneer with it. That puck slips top of the near circle. Chasing it. Lopresti trying to grab that. Burkholz trying to knock it away. Lopresti trying to put it. A shot on goal. That knocked down by Eggleston. She comes down the near boards. Eggleston over center ice. Gains the Pioneer zone in the high slot. Now goes on to the far circle. Eggleston back behind the Pioneer goal. That chipped away and a save by Cody Ross. 5:35 left to go here in the third period. As it is, Pioneer 3, Washtenaw United 3. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That to Cody Ross's right. Clark in to take the face-off. Snap puck into the far corner. Rimmed all the way around, trying to poke it on the far side. Holding it in at the far point. I believe that was Kennedy. Now coming top of the near circle. There's a shot by Clark as Ross sweeps across, knocking it down. That puck into the far corner. Kennedy, shot from the top of the far circle. As Ross slides again. That pulled back. Pioneer trying to get it into the neutral zone. Now Washtenaw will have to regroup. That grabbed as Neubauer spinning with it, drops it back into our own zone. That fired ahead, trying to chip at Barraclough. 4 minutes, 58 seconds left to go. That pulled in. Barraclough has it on the near circle. Barraclough trying to get in. Oh, that slips right through the crease. Barraclough centering attempt. That knocked away by Henriksen. Barraclough gets it back. Backhanded shot. The puck is loose. Trying to knock it away. Trying to get on it. Scarcella gets her glove on it. Oh, my. Oh, my. A couple great opportunities by Pioneer. Scarcella able to get a hand on it. Keep it frozen out of the net. But Pioneer with the beauty of a couple opportunities there. And excellent goaltending by Scarcella. 4 minutes, 37 seconds left to go here in the third. 3-3 is our score. Barraclough in to take the face-off versus Scarcella. Carl has to quickly get off the ice on a line change as that puck pulled out. Friedman trying to take the shot. That lifted in along the near boards. Myling holds it in, top of the near circle. That bouncing puck as Scarcella covers it up as it kind of knuckleballed in there, popped off. The official lost sight of it. It actually slipped off of Scarcella's glove, but she covered it up pretty quickly. 4 minutes, 25 seconds left to go. Face-off in the air, face-off circle. Barraclough taking that face-off, trying to get it back to the blue line. Here comes Kopich down the far boards. That knocked down. Now Costello puts it deep into the Pioneer zone. Icing waved off as Drabeck has it back behind her own goal. Drabeck trying to knock that away. The puck back to the far point to Eggleston. Eggleston with the shot. Knocking it away. The puck loose back behind the Pioneer goal. Coming in along the near boards. Here comes Pioneer with it over their own blue line. Coming ahead. Trying to chip that away is Drabeck. Drabeck puts it into the Washtenaw zone back behind Scarcella. Trying to grab it the other direction. Eggleston coming down the near boards. Pioneer able to chip that away and keep it in was Friedman. Now knocked back into the neutral zone. Friedman has it in along the near boards, trying to avoid pressure by Washtenaw. Spinning puck. Burkholz sends it back into the neutral zone where Myling chases it. 3 minutes, 27 seconds left to go. Myling back in along the end boards. 3-3 game so far. The puck out into the slot. Trying to knock that away, cleared away by Pioneer, lifted on edge, spinning puck as it rolls, skitters all the way down, then it dies right before the goal line, stopping icing. Coming back the other direction, here comes Kennedy. Kennedy has Piper Campbell trying to chip that away. Jasinski puts it into the near corner. Now coming the other direction, Henriksen has it underneath the near circle. Henriksen fires it all the way down the ice. That should be icing. And it will be, and it'll head back into the Washtenaw zone. 3-3 is our score. 2:52 left to go here in the third. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That to Scarcella's right. Clark was going to take the face-off. Now she comes off. Piper Campbell in to take the face-off for Pioneer. To her left is Bradley. To her right is Jasinski. The blue liners are Rory Campbell and trying to catch that. Badlinger is the other one. Now a timeout called with 2 minutes, 52 seconds left to go. We'll play a little push on. You're watching Pioneer Women's Varsity Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. It's 2 minutes, 52 seconds left to go here in the third. 3-3 is our score, as they've chopped a minute off of each of these periods because we had a wonderful senior celebration earlier. And so they've been 14-minute periods so far. Each team has scored once in each of the periods. Someone trying to break that trend and get a goal here in the third. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That is going to be to Scarcella's right. Piper Campbell in to take the face-off. Again, Bradley to her left. Jasinski to her right. Clark comes out to take the face-off for Washtenaw. Henriksen to her right. That puck loose, brought back as it slips back into the Pioneer zone. As Ross will cover that up as Washtenaw was bringing some people in. 2 minutes, 44 seconds left to go. 3-3 is our score. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. Well, in the first game between these two, it was a 3-2 or 3-1 win by Washtenaw. Pioneer trying to get revenge. As that puck in along the near circle. Pioneer trying to grab it. That lifted back behind. Ross trying to get it, covered up. They'll redrop it again. 2 minutes, 36 seconds left to go. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That to Ross's left. Pioneer brings in some fresh legs. Barraclough in to take the face-off. Friedman out there with her, as well as Olivia Andrianopoulos. Clark taking the face-off for Washtenaw United. The puck in along the near boards, now picked up. Here comes Friedman, sending it along the far boards, trying to stop it. Eggleston, here comes Pioneer with it. Barricklow coming ahead. Barricklow avoids a poke check, gets into the zone. That knocked in along the near boards. Friedman picks it up. Friedman makes a move, top of the near circle. Friedman moves it over. Rory Campbell trying to keep it in. Rory Campbell sends it deep. That puck loose. Pioneer has to reset as delayed offsides. That gives Henriksen a chance to bring it down ice. Top of the far circle it goes. 2 minutes, 3 seconds left to go. There's a shot through the slot, drop back, and that comes back into the neutral zone. 1 minute, 56 seconds left to go. As Clark picks it up, back behind her goal, trying to avoid Freeman, sends it in along the near boards. That's stopped by Rory Campbell. Rory Campbell, centering attempt at to Barricklow. Barricklow drops it back to Friedman. Friedman moves it over along the near circle, trying to get it out in front. Oh, that deflected just away from Olivia Andrianopoulos. Barricklow trying to hold it in. That puck poked loose in the high slot, pulled away. Here comes Eggleston with it. Eggleston heading down the ice. That poke checked away. The puck loose in along the near boards. 1 minute, 25 seconds left to go. Olivia Andrianopoulos sends it deep into the near corner. That slips right back behind Scarcella. Grabbed by Burkholz. Burkholz trying to send it ahead. And there's a shot. Save! Another shot by Piper Campbell. Oh! It was a shot from the slot from Rory Campbell. Piper Campbell right on the doorstep trying to put it in. Scarcella with an excellent save. The puck back behind Scarcella. Trying to get it. Lopresti trying to chip it away. The battle for it back behind. 56 seconds left to go. There's Tuzinski with a shot. That deflected out in front. Kopic trying to get it. That sent back deep by Rory Campbell into the near corner. Lopresti trying to pull that away. Piper Campbell there as well. Here comes Tuzinski. She loses an edge, and there is a whistle. That'll be a tripping call at 39 seconds, 39.5 seconds left to go. As it was tripping to Washtenaw United. Pioneer will be on the power play trying to seal this thing in regulation. Face off in that far face-off circle. That to Scarcella's left. Scarcella's had some very, very key saves throughout the game. Both goaltenders have. Cody Ross has been fantastic as well. Piper Campbell in to take the face-off versus Clark in that far face-off circle. Meiling and Veidlinger patrolling the blue line. Lopresti is to Piper Campbell's left. Tuzinski back behind her. As that puck in along the far boards, trying to peel it off of the outside of the far circle. That lifted back, trying to get it over. Lopresti calling for it. That stick outside of the near circle. Lopresti, top of the near circle with it. Drops it back to Veidlinger. Veidlinger moving it over. There's a shot. Ooh, saved by Scarcella. 17 seconds left to go. Battle for it out in front. Scarcella able to cover it up as it was a mass rush for it just on the far side of that crease. Scarcella able to get a glove on it. Excellent opportunities by Pioneer to try and finish this in regulation. As it was Eggleston who picked up the tripping call. That puck holding it in. Excellent job. There's a shot as Henriksen has it, knocks it all the way down the ice. 4 seconds left to go. Picked up by Meiling. Meiling trying to head it the other direction. And that is the end of regulation. 1 minute, 21 seconds remains on the Pioneer power play. As 3 periods of hockey, not quite enough. And I wonder, they might not have enough ice time. That'll do it, as it'll end 3-3 between these two teams as a hard-fought game. Both goalies played fantastic. Both teams got a point, a score each period, as they will salute each other with the sticks. We appreciate that. We will be back tomorrow. We'll have the freshman men's basketball game and the JV men's basketball game tomorrow at 4 o'clock and 5:30. Thank you for supporting the teams. We are very grateful. Have a fantastic night.